Good morning, everyone. Today is the 17th of December. Wow, that was weird. I am Sarah from Peace, Love, and Stitches, and we are gonna start trying to film. Sorry, there's lots of junk on that. Start trying to film my WIP parade today. So this is going to be part one. I don't know how many parts I'm gonna have. Hopefully I can get through these two containers. I'll show you these guys and this guy today, and then that will be part one. And then I've got to kind of put everything away and see what other things are not shown yet. Of course, there are going to be two things. I had something in my mouth. Like a hair in my mouth. There will be like two projects that are going to be, well, no, actually 3 projects next. There are a few projects that are happening next year that are not started quite yet, so they are not going to be in this WIP parade since they are not currently WIPs. They will, however, wind up in the WIP parade next year. So there is that. Of course, next year I will only have the 24 WIPs, so the WIP parade will be shorter. Yay. Alright. I will apologize for all these zipper sounds. I did not pre-unzip anything, and if there are any other noises that happen, I am not alone in the house. So I will also apologize if I start coughing, because apparently the cough was going away and then people were burning things over the weekend, and now my allergies and everything is starting to get messed up again. So this one, sorry for the zippers already. This is a pattern that I made myself. I have been working on that. Hey, I found highlighters that I was going to use this year. This is a pattern that I made myself. It is on 18 count Aida 2/1, which I actually like the pre-gridded 18 count a lot better than non-pre-gridded 18 count. Fun fact, it's softer. This is a picture of my grandmother and my grandfather at my grandmother's high school graduation. I'm not sure if, so let me tone down a little bit there and find a photo of it, because I have one, otherwise you'll never know what it is. I know I have finished, I think I finished a page. I made this with, what is this, pixel stitch, I think is what I made it with. There we go. And I know I finished a page on this one. I don't know what I did with the page I finished, though. There were like 15 pages. They're not I don't like using pixel stitch to chart anymore. I have there, you can actually see I have one page done, and I have the second one which actually has my grandmother in it. So I've actually completed her face. Yes, I'm going to show you back here because it's quite pixely, which is a learning curve, but since you look at things from way far away, it does actually look like her, surprisingly. Actually, it kind of looks like her right there too. So this is my grandmother, and the only part of my grandpa that you can, or my grandfather that you could see, is right here, which is his hand on her shoulder at the moment. He will show up over here. So funnily enough, this one is going to be out next year, so it will come out. If I can show you the picture, I will. Right now it is loading. But And yes, this is the only chart in this little folder. This is a stitch bow binder, in case you're wondering. I'm not exactly a fan of the stitch bows, but they are, it's like a learning curve, but I like the binder because I do like the binder. I like the idea of the bows, but they just were not what I was expecting. Alright. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not if I didn't. So, there we go. That is the picture of my grandparents. Oh, I'm shaking apparently. That is what we have. This one. I have no idea where any of this stuff is at the moment. I will have to really look for this. This was a, oh my gosh, okay. Maybe I can show it. This is a sampler. Goodness, what is it called? It's a Delft sampler. And I forget where it came from. I have the actual pattern. It's from a magazine, and I don't remember what magazine. It's very old. I actually have to fix some stuff. This is also on either 18 or 16 count. I don't remember. This was from back at the beginning of my stitching time. I've got to, it's 2/1 full cross, and of course there's the back stitching and French knots and all that good stuff. I've got to actually fix somewhere in here, fix a bit of the back stitch, I think. Maybe I don't. I thought there was some back stitching I might have had to fix because it didn't lay right, or it was not anchored properly, but I don't know, I can't exactly see it. So this is the sampler for your mother, and it says mother, listener, teacher, and miraculous blend of peacemaker, counselor, and the best kind of friend. I almost got like the bottom part of it done. There's a lot more that goes all the way up, and of course, like, yeah, there's a lot. I haven't pulled this out in quite some time, many years. I wish I had the picture, but unfortunately I don't. If I knew where it was, I would get it out and show you, but I don't. At most, all I can do is be like, this is the top, and this is the bottom, you know? But even that doesn't really explain. It's very old. I didn't even know that was on up here. Sorry. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Not. We're gonna have fun trying to figure that one out later. Oh, this one's not out of the Q-snap. I think I'm gonna take it out because I'm gonna want this Q-snap this coming year, so we're gonna take it out. So if you know anything about me, I love Jurassic Park. Of course, I am not very festive for this week before Christmas in my Punisher Skull t-shirt. It is okay. So this is Long Dog Sampler. I started at the bottom, which we'll never do again. So this is the bottom right side. I'm trying to make my way all the way up to the top, so that way I can go from the top and then come over to the left and work down the way that I would normally. It's being a bit of a struggle. This is on 40 count ale. If I picture this plus 1/2 full cross with the back stitch, and this is a Silks For You color. I'm not sure what color it is though, but it was a Hank. So there, oh, there we go. That's better. There it is. I have had this on the go for quite a few years. It's just at one point I was struggling to see it, couldn't see with my eyes, and then of course there was just, it's purple. I'm not a fan of purple. It's not my favorite color, and you're asking me, why did you do it in purple then? Well, way back when I thought it was a great idea and the color was beautiful, and I have since then learned that while the color is beautiful and it will turn out great and I will love it once it's done, purple is not my cup of tea or cup of coffee, because I don't really drink tea that much, so purple is not my thing. I stitch with purples, as you do in patterns, but what is this? But it's not my favorite color. Green? Blue? Yeah, sure. Alright, this one, this is not one to show, that's a kitted project. Here we go. Here's a couple. Oh, I kind of need, so I have a bad habit that I don't have enough bags for things. So some bags will have anywhere from 2 to more projects in them, simply because I didn't have space, and I still don't have space. So I would love to, I hate student loans. I would love to one day have all in enough bags to have like all my projects and be like who is it, Jamie from Crafty Gaming Jamie, and number all of my bags with all my WIPs. But at this point, since I fear my WIPs are closing in on the 100 range, if not more than 100, I don't really want that many bags. So we're just gonna do it the way that I have it right now and hope that I can bring stuff down. So this little one that I'm going to show you, this one I think I started this last year or this year. I don't remember if I started this one this year or last year, but this is American flag tartan with Mickey or Minnie Mouse, I guess is what it is. This one is 2/1 tent stitch on a 25 count. And oh, I totally clicked it the wrong way. Back up. Okay. Oh my gosh. You know, one of these days I'm going to learn how to do things the proper way. If I could learn to edit, it would be excellent, I think. Look up. No, I'm not stitching. Oh, good night. Turn. I've got to turn the brightness down so you can see that, or possibly see that. Can you see it now? Maybe. Well, yeah, it basically looks like that. It basically looks like that. That's so rude. That's better. There we go. This is what it's gonna look like. Sorry about any glares or anything. I do actually have a mirror over here. The white is not stitched, but it is stitched as far as like her bow. But other than that, it's not. I think I almost finished the letter E down there. This one is very, that one goes really quick, to the point that I think I'm like halfway done with that one already. We can quickly find out. I am about 50% done with that, so that one could be finished at some point, but not next year because it did not get picked. This one is a QS Life is an Open Book Paris, which is Heaven and Earth Designs, charted by Amy Stewart, and I clicked on it again. So it will look like this. I feel like I'm like in the 20% or 15 to 20% done. It is 1/1 full cross on 32 count, which is abnormal, and I don't know why it's not centered. I have enough of a border, and I'm gonna have to like clip out. I did put it in the fabric calculator on Heaven and Earth Designs, and it gave me this. Don't ask me why. I don't know. So that's where I'm at. I was working this one in Royal Rose, which was working rather well with it. I do not think I will ever want to do, I know I have another project that is possibly this way, because at the beginning of working these I was going to do 1/1 tent stitch with this one, and then I forgot I was going to do that because I was going back and forth between 32 count and 28 count, which was doing 1/1 full cross on 28 counts usually. And I forgot I had gone from a project that I was doing full cross, and I wanted to do tent stitch on this one, and so I just kept doing full cross, and I will never do that on 32 count ever again because it gets a little thick for me. So that's just a tidbit for myself. But 1/1 tent stitch on 32 count, you'll find I like that. Okay. Oh look, here's another bag with multiples. Are we ready for this? Let's yank them all out. How many was in there? 1, 2, 3, 4 were in this one. Okay. First up is one of my own, which is Face of a Mermaid by Total Cross Stitch. Yes, I am the operator of Total Cross Stitch on Etsy. This is what she will look like. Oh, look at that glare. That's what she will look like. This one is 1/1 full cross on 28 count. That's as far as I got. Let me fold him down a little bit so you can see. Yes, I'm a heavy parker of all kinds, so you'll find a lot of hanging threads in my work. So if you have been on my Etsy store, you will know that I have a new face up that is the face of a fairy. This one is what is this? This is 28 count even weave. I forget what color this is, but it is Lakeside Clover. There it is. This is 28 count Clover by Lakeside Linens. This one is a black work piece that is a Jurassic Park black work. If I can find the photo. Let's see here. If I can do my little searchy search for Jurassic Park. Let's see if I can find a picture. That is not the picture. It's also not the picture. Is there a thing that has the picture in it? You can find the pattern. It's called Do You Think He Saw Us? And it's by Patchy at Besco. I found it on Etsy. Maybe it's in the stitching tips. There it is. Found a photo. As soon as it loads. I have like the phenomenon little start of one of the 9 boxes, and that was as far as I got. Mainly because I just was not a fan of like black work at the moment, and I'm still unsure if I am. This is what it's going to look like. So once it gets going, it'll be fine. I just had an aversion to things like back stitching and stuff there for a while, so there's that. No, there's this one. This one's going to be hard to deal with at some point. This is QS Grumpy Owl. which is 1/1 full cross on 28 count. This is what he will look like. Many of you know the story behind this piece. I don't really want to get into it at this moment because if I do, it may cause a breakdown of some kind. I'm not stitching the background, that taupey color. It is definitely in the pattern, but I'm not stitching that, so I took that out and I started with the owl. That's as far as I got. I kind of hit his eyebrow when I started it. So he's in there. And this one is a Minnie Mouse, like a Christmassy Minnie Mouse, I guess, if you want to call it. I call it Christmas Minnie. She is in her Santa outfit. The whites of her glove and face and all that kind of detail is stitched, but the white background is not. So I have her on I think it's a 28 count ivory. It was a fabric I had gotten from Hobby Lobby, and it's 1/1 full cross. I started in the middle, and I've gotten part of her face in, part of her jacket, and that's as far as I got. You'll notice I tend to I like Disney themed things, but I tend to gravitate toward a lot of different things. And yes, I'm putting away as I go. This is going to take a lot longer than I thought. Who's this? This is Cinderella by Tilton Crafts. This is like the Disney version of Cinderella. I'm a little nervous. This is my first Tilton Crafts that I've started. This is 1/1 on, I believe this is 25 count. This is as far as I am. If you'll notice, this is why I'm a little worried. So, I am one page and half into a second page. Yeah, half into the second page right here, which this is the halfway point. There is still like a page and a partial that goes over this way. I don't think this fabric is wide enough, so I may have to cut off some. I've got to do some major looking and counting on this piece because I don't think my fabric is big enough, and if it isn't, I may actually have to contemplate the fact of restarting Cinderella, and I'm okay with that. Because I haven't worked on her in a long time, and I really don't want to have to cut her down because she's pretty. So okay, are these started? These are started. These are kits. So this is a Stitch Studio by Nicole, but it is a Joan Elliott Geisha pattern. I have worked on this, I think, this year. I think I did. And it goes... which way does... I always get this wrong. It goes this way. This is how it goes. There's not really a whole lot to see. I've started in the middle and kind of worked a little bit on her, and then I've worked on the parasol. Yeah, there's not really a lot to see. It is on 14 count using the fabric and threads, and it is 2/1 full cross. That's random fabric. I don't know, I could use for something. And then I have this stamped kit that I have no idea where it's from. I want to see how this comes out, but I have learned that this pattern is a Maxine Gad, and I would much rather have that over this. So I haven't actually pulled this out in forever. I don't have a very good photo of her, but it's like you can kind of see her a little bit. I feel like she's going to be way, like, way pixeled out. I have done barely anything on this. Barely anything. And I'm to the point where I just want to buy the Maxine Gad and toss this nonsense away. But I haven't decided, so she just kind of stays in her bag until I come up with a solution. So I do feel like I'm probably gonna toss this one out. This will probably be a bye-bye piece because it's I know it's gonna wind up being too pixelated for what it is, and I'd rather have the original. Okay, so this is my one and only Gecko Rouge, which is Aztec Warrior. This is on a printed pattern, so she's quite some bits there. I think this is 25 count 1/1. I'm still in the first page. Trying to do it on printed pattern is a lot of work, but I don't want to have to pay for a new pattern, so I'm being lazy. This is Mini Boho Seaside View, which is Heaven and Earth Designs. It is an Amy Stewart. Oh gosh, I didn't click it that way. I clicked on that. You mock-up. This is what it will look like. This is on 28 count fabric 1/1 full cross. Maybe if I open it a little bit further, that's as far as I've gotten. Sorry if you can hear that. My mother's playing a video apparently, which you might catch some of the words to it, and I apologize. Next. Next up is Mini US Travel Bookshelf, which is also Heaven and Earth Designs and Amy Stewart, so yeah. You're gonna catch the Happy Birthday Jesus song probably on this video. This is what it will look like. There is a complete glare there, and I am so sorry. This is also 1/1. What is this? I can't remember if this is 32 count or if this is or if it's 28 count. It is 1/1 full cross. I have a feeling this is 32 count because it is excruciatingly small. One of those regretful full cross moments on 32 count probably. This is my measly little start. I did not get very far at all because I was under the impression that year when I started this that I was going to do no new starts, and that did not get very far at all. Okay, I'm really sorry if you hear any noises outside of what I'm doing. Oh gosh, that's all too. This is Mini Love on Moonswing. That is exceptionally loud, and I'm so sorry. Oh, who is this by? This is Heaven and Earth Designs, then it's Carol Cavlares. And, that's what it will look like. Yes, I'm stitching the background. It is 1/1 full cross on 28 count. I'm only in page 1. No birds yet. We're just having fun with the patches of color. This one's old. This is a very old Dimensions kit that I actually ran out of a color on. Yeah. So this is a Dimensions kit that came with like the mat to frame it, and I'm stitching this for my dad. I had run out of the I'd run out of a color, so I actually had to color match the color, and I was more than halfway through whenever I had lost it. So there's my little rainbow trout. He's not backstitched and not finished yet, and one of the flies down there has been started. It is 2/1 full cross on 14 count Avery Ida, using as much of the chart. Yeah, this was the color that I was out of that I needed. And this is the little mat that comes with it. This was actually a kit. I discovered it on eBay and I bought it. It's very old. How old is this? Well, it says 2000, Dimensions in 2000, but it's old to me. Go with that. Okay. This one is Mini Beloved, which is Heaven and Earth Designs. I think it is Adele Sessler. And this is what it will look like. Now, all I have done is page 1, which is his face. It is 1/1 full cross on 28 count. So that is Mini Beloved. I have 0 ambitions to finish a lot of anything that I have. I mean, I have ambitions to finish stuff, but you know. What is that for? Scraps that I have no idea what it's for. I'm gonna have to look at those. Alright, this is my Middle Earth map, start 2, or take 2. So I bought this chart off of Etsy. I originally had stitched page 1 once already and didn't like the fact that it was coming out so tiny. Don't ask me if they still sell this on Etsy, because I truly don't know. It is this one. So I had stitched it on a 28 count 1/1 full cross, and then I realized it was going to be too small, so I have it on some random 18 count oatmeal, and haven't stitched very far on page 1, and I'm probably more than halfway through page 1, but after having stitched it one time already, I kind of lost my little joy of wanting to stitch it again. Well, this is also a kit. This was an Artiste kit, this one. Which is the Cactus Garden right here. I changed the fabric, which was supposed to be this one. But I traded out the fabric to put it on some 18 count opalescent. And that's where I'm at. I originally had the great idea that I was going to stitch each cactus individually and then frame them in the little hoops. I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore. I'm going to put the fabric down in there with that. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to stash it over here with my extra. Don't tell me. Okay, it's 25. I was about to say, I just bought some fabric, and if I could be using that, I'd totally be using that. Apparently, it's not the right size. is called Wonderful Tonight. I don't know what company, Design Works. It is, oh, I'm not able to see that. This wonderful little red dress. The roses are stitched, like back stitched. There's beads that happen. I just have this bit here that is stitched. It's not a lot at all. I just wanted to stitch it because I was in the whole, I want to stitch a dress, and it's close to being a Mirabilia, right? It is on 14 count, Ada, kit floss, kit thread, fabric, 2/1 full cross, of course with back stitching. This is just some random fabric, and I have no idea. Does this fabric have an assigned? Ah, these are assigned fabrics. That's what it is. Is this one also? This one's also assigned. That's what's going on. This is fabric scrap. Or is it? This might be an assigned piece of fabric too, as well as this one might. I think this was originally assigned, and then I might have assigned it to something else. Okay, those are assigned fabrics. So I do have fabric that is assigned to things. Cool. Finished box 1. You are hearing noise. I have apologized once already. It's going to be loud, and you're going to hear it. Because there is a room across the hall, and loud happens. So I'm sorry. It is Christmas music, but you're gonna hear it. You saw this. Okay. And you saw that. Okay. Next up is this giant box. So this might take a bit longer, and I don't know if it's gonna be 2, and I'm talking very quickly, and that's my microphone. I just want to make sure you're hearing me. Alright. Next. Because you might not be hearing me over the music happening. Sorry. This is Moth to a Flame, which is Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is by an artist called Kathy Amaral. Or Amaral? Amaral. This is what she looks like. Oh, if you get that glare. Gosh. That is what she will look like. I am doing this 1/1 full cross. I believe it's on 25 count. I started in the bottom left, which again I will never do ever again. I have finished like 2 partial pages and 1 full page, and my margins are extremely tight. That was one of my newbie stitcher mistakes that I made when I was first learning to oh, this one's not done. You don't need to see that or that or that. Okay. So, those are kits that are not started, so I'm not going to show those. Or that. Or that. Excuse me. Or that. Yeah, I have quite a few kits that get... I have some kits and things that aren't started yet, so I keep things around. This guy is Peacock Daisy, which was a freebie from Heaven and Earth Designs a long time ago. It is a retired freebie now, and I had it. It's gonna wash out. It's blues and greens and teals and everything. It's washing out. You can kind of see it from there. I started in, what is this? This is 1/1 10th stitch on 32 count. I started in the middle, and I have finished the entire middle middle section, I'm kind of going color by color, so I've finished most of the purple, and I had started into the brown, and it's just gonna circle all the way out. This one I'm sort of doing it extreme cross country. The only reason I say I finished one of the purples is because I realized there is like 2 stitches of one of these purples all the way at the top, and I'm not gonna reach that until I get towards the top area because I'm not counting all the way up there. That's ridiculous. So we're just kind of going around the center and completing the colors as we go, which has been really fun to do that way. Oh, you're not going to see this one. I'm going to take this out. You're not going to see this one very well. I want this hoop though. And I need my pen because if I don't, oh no I don't. I have it at the top. I was going to say if I don't put this some way that I'm going to know where the top is, it's going to be ridiculous. So this is Ornament Healing Rose. I just wanted my hoop though. I should take Peacock Daisy out of the frame, but I don't want to. Ornament Healing Rose is a color expansion, and it is also Carol Cavaleris. I am probably going to regret the color expansion, but I really loved this piece, so that is what I have. And I started it in the middle. This is the top. There we go. 1/1 tent stitch on 32 count. You're not really going to see a whole lot of it. I started this back part way through when during my mother's breast cancer journey, and my own personal journey that I was having to deal with. No, I do not have breast cancer that we know of, so that is out of the question. It was just a personal life drama journey. So ooh, this one's fun. You guys will like this one. I know you like this one. This is Rocky Mountain Selfie. Oh, I can take it off this hoop too. Let me undo the hoop. Sorry. Oh no, where did that come from? I don't know. Whoop. Oh, somewhere in my box is probably a butterfly with a needle. At least it's in my box. So this is Rocky Mountain Selfie, and it is 1/1 full cross on, no it's not, it's 1/1 tent stitch on 32 count. I was about to say full cross on 28 count, but it's not. It is 32 count 1/1 tent stitch. Where are you, Rocky Mountain Selfie? Here he is. This is a pattern I got off Etsy, and I have a couple of these, but this one was too cute not to start. I immediately had to start this one. I'm in the corner. I've almost finished the first page. Yes, the pages are tiny. I have hit the antler of the elk, I believe is what it is, which you can kind of see right here is the tip of the antler. But they're adorable. So, we haven't worked on him in a while though. I don't know. There's a needle. Hello, or needles. There's the butterfly. Okay, there's the other part that I was missing. Alright, here is a little Billa Kit that is from who knows when. It's called I Didn't Do It. I'm sure you guys have all seen this one before. Somewhere. I'm probably about half-ish way through it. At least a quarter anyway. When was this? This was from 2010. I, of course, didn't start stitching until 2015, I think, is when I got really big into it. Oh my god. This one, is using the kit threads and flosses, so this is 18 count Ada and it's 2/1 full cross. I have threads. Look at this. I have like threads everywhere. I have reached the top up here. I started in the middle with the puppy's face, and I kind of have started to go up, and then I'm gonna go down. This one has not really seen the light of day very often because it's so small. I have to stitch it in hand or find a teeny tiny hoop, and I've kind of moved away from it, but it will get done when it gets done. It's the only way to explain that is it will get done when it gets done. Oh, here's a fun one. This is a Dimensions printed kit, which Angie knows all about this. Right, Angie? This is Cottages by the Sea. Don't get me wrong, it is beautiful, and it is stitched on the kit fabric with the kit threads, but it is this horrible printed cotton, whatever it is, like tablecloth, pillowcase, I don't know. And you have to make the X's. They just have it printed, and there are just X's, and there's printed spots for a picture. So I have like a quarter of it, but the X's are, they don't lay neat at all. They're completely wonky and just horrific. Like that pathway that you see, that's printed. So there's all sorts of interesting things there. One day, maybe I will finish this. One day, it will see its turn. Right, Angie? One day. Oh my gosh. Can I get it in the right one? Nikki's Coffee. Nikki's Coffee is a pattern from Etsy. I can't remember if it's Xana cross stitch or if it's a different one, but it is like a vintage coffee sign with Mickey Mouse. This one is 2/1 tent stitch on 25 count. I have finished page 1 this year. I was doing like cross country, trying to do extreme cross country by color, and I wasn't enjoying that, so I started to fill in, and I finished page 1. It's extremely confetti heavy, for those of you who are wondering. Goodness, I need to take a drink of my coffee. Alright. Oh, this one's a nice one. A lot of people liked this one. I like this one too. This is a Designworks kit called Coffee Break, and it is stitched on the kit fabric and using the threads, which is 14 count Ada. It is 2/1 full cross. This is what it will look like. I have worked on this a good bit this year. A good bit meaning I completed 3 squares with the back stitch included. I really liked this pattern. I had high hopes of actually finishing it this year, and I had broke it into 12 because there are 12 cups. And then my life got destroyed. So yes, I will reference that a lot because it's still a sore spot, but that doesn't mean I want to talk about it. Alright, next is Freebie Harmony, which I don't think is on the Heaven and Earth Designs site anymore as a freebie, but you could still probably, I think, find the pattern under the artist, which is Quick, Xing Shu Quick. This is just the freebie version. I think I'm like a quarter of the way done with this. This is 2/1 tent stitch on 28 count, and once again I have a crap ton of fabric over here, which is absolutely unnecessary, but using the fabric calculator on the website, it gave me this ginormous piece, which is awkward. So I'll have some leftover scrappage to to play with at some point. I have reached the entire, oh, we're not, well, you know, whatever. I have reached the from left to right corner over here. This page is not completely done. It is 2/1 tent stitch. I started stitching this very heavily in the diagonal, as you can tell by the harsh diagonal there, and then I found out this year I didn't like to stitch that way, so some projects are trying to be converted back, or converted out of that into the way that I enjoy stitching. I have completed one color out of this pattern, but I really enjoyed it. There is no black in this pattern, at least in this version of it. I don't know if there is in if it's still on the website for like purchase now. I don't know if there's black in it in that one because I don't have that version. If it's not on the website, I'm sorry, but I know it's not a freebie anymore. Which is why, if you haven't learned, you kind of have to snap up the freebies when you see them. I have quite a few freebies. Another Dimensions kit. This is one of my very loved Dimensions Star Wars kits. I have the majority of them. This is Stormtrooper. This is what he looks like. I have worked on him this year. He's not very far. It is using the kit floss and fabric, which is 14 count Ada. It is 2/1 full cross. I started in the middle, went down. This is the bottom of the Stormtrooper helmet. I just don't have the words down here yet. This year was like the year of the pre-kitted patterns for me, because if you know anything, you know I finished one Dimensions Star Wars kit this year. Oh, here we go. This one was actually a recent pullout. You've seen this one, which is the colored lion. This is a stamped kit, which is about half-ish way done. It is a Joy Sunday stamped kit, and I don't really have any more Joy Sundays. This is where he's at. For reference, that's where he's all stitched to. That's as much as I've stitched, so he's coming along. He's almost done. I'm really going to be grateful when he is done. I don't mind. Oh, this is on, what is this? I think this is 14 count. This is a 14 count kit. I know it's 2/1 full cross, which normally yeah, this one's a 14 count one. Normally the stamped ones are 11 count, and they are 3/1 full cross. But this one's a 14 count, which is why he's probably further along than some of them. Except for like one 11 count one. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, get in order. This is a personal pattern that I stitched whenever I got my new software. This is Rourke and Eve Dallas from, it's a fan art picture from about the In Death series by J.D. Robb, and you guys have seen this one. It is 1/1 tent stitch on 32 count silver, I think. Yes, I am stitching some of that white background. You guys have seen Eve's head starting to emerge, which has been so much fun this year, and I'm very sad she's not coming out next year. Boo. But I may have to wiggle in after I finish some stuff. I'll wiggle around with things as we do. This one is so old. Alright, so who remembers the Disney Dreams collections from MCG Textiles. I have one, which is Snow White Discovers the Cottage. Oh gosh, this is intimidating. These are so intimidating, and it's so old. Guess how old this is? This was whenever I was learning the no way of taping with masking tape that I don't do anymore. However, my edges aren't fraying, so there's that. And it's gonna stay on, the tape is gonna stay on there until I'm done, because I'm not pulling this tape off yet, because this fabric will certainly, certainly fray if I do. It's a ivory Aida. It's 18 count ivory Aida. I started in the middle, and I did find the cottage, and there's that tree. I haven't done any back stitch, if there is any. I don't know if there is. I think there is. I haven't done any back stitching yet, or oh my god, what is that? I have no idea why there's a thread right in the middle of the... This thing's gonna take me a while. And I discovered the cottage. I've got that tree coming in really good. That's as far as I got. This thing makes me so nervous because all the flowers and all the bushes are all French knots. There's like a gazillion French knots in this thing. And it has very dreaded filament. So, oh lord, look at this knot. Oh, yeah. This pattern, or this fabric, this whole project is so intimidating. So intimidating. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, but it is. These Disney Dreams ones they're scary. When you're learning and you're like, oh, I could do that. Yeah, you can. But even after my years of stitching that I have done, it's still intimidating. And that says something. Okay. Amazing. This looks like a multi-pole one. There is... this one should be fun. This was a learning piece for me. This was where I learned that I liked 1/1 10 stitch. It is Mechanical Seahorse, which is by the Cross Stitch Studio. This is what it will look like. This was the stitch along for 2022. I'm roughly 30 something percent through it, so closing in on that halfway point. This is as big as it's going to be. And I have had an entire row finish on this, so that was really fun. And almost another second row finish on it. So I did really well with that year. 2023 stitch along, not so much. Oh, there were 3 in there. Huh, how about that? Next up is Mini Festive Feline, which is Lisa Parker, and it is Heaven and Earth Designs. Where are you? There he is. I don't remember when I started this one, but he is also 1/1 10 stitch on 32 count. That is what he will look like. I know I worked on him this year because I managed to get that. This is my preferred way of stitching, which is I call it stair stepping, even though it's upside down. I stitch in 10 by 10 blocks. And this is, who is this? I think this is Sloth. Okay. This is Mini Sloth. It is a Marta Daleg, and it is a 7 Deadly Sins. Heaven and Earth Designs. It's gonna be blown out. She's the one that's blue. I literally only have over 200 stitches in her. That's it, because I was originally just getting her started and I thought I had to brog that out, but she's not even gonna touch it. And so I this year measured out. This is where she ends. is right here. So she's not even gonna touch that. So that scrap is gonna go, I would love to see if I could still frog it and use that scrap piece down there. I might be able to like use, after getting a little bit of a border, I might be able to use this side right here and just scrap out that other bit that I don't want to have to frog all that. So this is 1/1 on 32 count. The bottom part that was originally stitched was 2/1 tent stitch on 32 count, which is really thick for me, and it was a limited chart, which was sag qualified to go to Detmer back with the Australian fire, the bushfires. So that's what that was. Oh, here's one. I was actually hoping to finish this year too. This is Cupcake Dreams, which is Tilton Crafts. It was a freebie. I don't know if it still is. This is what it looks like. I'm not stitching all the white background, and it is 1/1 full cross on 28 count, and this is where I'm at. This one's hard for me to stitch just because I can't figure out the flow of this chart, but I think that's just me. I like to my patterns, if I can find the right working flow, then they will go very simple. Well, this was also one that I was hoping to finish this year, which is the old rugged crossed by my big toe, which is not my style of patterns, if you've noticed. It is on the called for fabric and using the called for Weeks Dyeworks threads. Fabric is 32 count linen in the, it's a country French linen in Cafe Mocha. It is stitched 2/2 full cross. I'm about half-ish way through. I've almost got all the words done, at least all the big words. There's still some, I think, at the, yeah, there's still a little bit, another row of 2 rows of smaller words at the bottom, but at least I've hit the top and I've hit the full, like, left side or right side, pardon. So it's coming. It won't come out next year, so this one won't get finished next year unless I decide to replace one that I do finish. Okay, I did that one. This is the, I don't have a photo. This is the Peppermint Rose, which was the 2023 stitch along for the Cross Stitch Studio. It is the one, I did it on 20 count Ada in blush using 1/1 full cross. Excuse me. 1/1 full cross. They just got it all the way out, which that is what it, whoa, that's what it will look like. I'm only on page 1. It was not my, I'm sure once I get through this page, it will turn out to be better for me, but as far as right now, I apologize. That probably made like a complete noise that we don't want to know. But, it's a little bit boring for me at this moment, which makes it hard to stitch, and the color palettes are a little difficult, or the color palette is a little difficult for me. That's just me, but that is also why I'm not going to buy the 2024 SAL until I see either the color palette or like the first couple pages, just because so far the only one I had luck with was the 2022. I have had the Sleepy Owlet, which I did not stitch, but I have the pattern. Then there was the Mechanical Seahorse, which I did stitch most of because the color palette was wonderful. And then there was this one, and it's just, it's rough. Anywho, next up is God Shed His Grace by the Cross Stitch Studio. This is the big version, or the full version. I am stitching it 2/1/10 stitch on 28 count. Whisper, I believe is what it's called. I think it's called Whispers. If I could, yeah. 28 count Lugana in the colorway Whisper, 2/1/10 stitch. I do believe I have finished page 1. Finished page 1, started page 2. He's a giant. It is a giant of a piece, but it's going to be phenomenal when it's done. Phenomenal. Oh, this one's fun. This was a new start this year. Oh, I just closed it. This is a Reolist kit called Lovebirds. I actually bought this because I liked the idea of the lovebirds at the time, but drama. I am still stitching it. It is using the fabric from the kit and the wool acrylic threads. It is 14 count Aida, and this is much like a Dimensions kit to me because it does like 2 strands and 1 strand and 10 stitch in there too. That's as far as I got. This is one of my old Hades. This is Water Dragon. This fabric is going to be disgusting. It is 1/1 full cross on 25 count. It is by Anne Stokes. This was not my first Heaven and Earth designs, but my second, I think. That is what it will look like right there. It is the full version. Oh, it is disgusting. My fabric has got stuff all over it. It's gross. This is as far as I am. I'm not all the way across yet, but I have finished quite a few pages. And there is a lot of blocky colors in this one. That archway is something else. I have worked on this year, which was quite surprising. Because this pattern has quite a bit of memories attached to it, so that's why it's a little surprising for those of you who know. And for those of you who don't, I'm sorry. Stained Glass Disney Heroes. Now this is a big boy. This one is definitely a Xana cross stitch. This is like the supersized version of this, if you will. And of course my big dumb self decided I was going to do it on 28 count 1/1 full cross. Glutton for punishment? Yes. I should just swap it over to doing 10 stitch and then just be done with it, because I could do it. I wondered, I don't know. I'm not far enough in it that it might not look weird. It might integrate right. That is what it's going to look like. It might integrate just fine if I do it 10 stitch. What do y'all think? Should I integrate it in doing 10 stitch? Because I don't want to be at this for the rest of my life, and I will be if I keep going at it at 1/1 full cross, because this is literally all I'm at. Now I'm stitching this by section, so by character section. So right now the character is Maleficent. And I just find if I can stitch the section with the character in it, I might feel like I've accomplished something. So there's that. But I do want opinions to see if I should swap it over to 2/1 tent stitch, because I will be at it forever. Like Sandlot forever. You know? And that's not when it started. Ooh, here we go. This one needs back. This is Peacock, I think. Yep, this is Peacock. This is Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is artwork by Elizabeth Welker. Here it is. So it is an abstract, or fractal, I guess is what you want to call it. Fractal, abstract, yeah, whatever you want to call it. There's blues, purple again, blues, purples, and greens. It is 1/1 tent stitch on 32 count, and I have this teeny tiny little thing. I was stitching away on this pretty good though. I don't think it's going to take this entire piece of fabric, but you know, my luck with the fabric calculators right now. Hey, and that includes all the pieces in the bin. That where it started. I'm not showing you the kits because there are a bunch of kits that are going to go back in here. But that's all the patterns, like all the started patterns and things that I had in those two, and that's an hour, a little over an hour. Hey, that's awesome. Alright, so I'm gonna stop there and pick back up for part 2. So there's part 1. I'll see you guys in a little while. Bye.